another day where we will go further. In the previous day, we learned about the basic of the Kubernetes, that what is the Kubernetes and what is the purpose, what are the benefits of the Kubernetes. Now, in this session, in this today, we will cover that how the installation will be done for the Kubernetes. So the installation basically will help in order for the in case if you are starting on the Kubernetes, so that it will help you to start working upon it and will give you the hands-on. So in the today we will just cover that how to install the Kubernetes on your local laptop, and then accordingly you can start creating the resources on the Kubernetes and can start the creating the infrastructure. So the today is the installation. We will see that how we can do the installation. So let's move to the next slide. So here it has given some the basic overview, right? The architecture, that how the kube server is interacted when the minikube, when the request come on the minikube. Now question comes that what is minikube here? So minikube is a single node cluster in Kubernetes. It is a best practice to get started with minikube for beginners before going to the cluster. So it's a single node cluster when the request is coming onto the minikube, and then it is going towards the virtual box, Oracle virtual box, that is the created inside your laptop. And within the Oracle virtual box, the virtual machines are created. So we will see that how the Oracle virtual box and how the virtual machines are created inside it, and how we can create the cube server so that it will support the requests that are coming onto the minikube. So now let's see that how to install the minikube and the kubectl. So friends, if you see that these are the basic commands that are I have accumulated and consolidated in this one slide pack, where where you can see that these are the commands with curl -lo, minikube, and this HTTPS. Ideally, you will get all the commands from the Kubernetes, the the Kubernetes from the internet, from the Kubernetes site, where you will find the step-by-step procedure for downloading and installing the minikube and the kubectl, which is acting as a utility. Now, for downloading the same, actually, I have just copied it from the Kubernetes site. That what are the key steps in downloading the minikube and downloading the kubectl. So if you will see here, the step-by-step procedure is given, right? If you will just run this command curl-lo on your command prompt, CMD prompt in your Windows, so it will start downloading the minikube. And after then, if you want to start the minikube, then you need to use this command like minikube start, then driver equal to driver name hyphen Kubernetes version, then version of Kubernetes, or the command that in case if you want to use it separately, that how what is the driver name. So here the driver name you can write it as a virtual box, and Kubernetes and Kubernetes version 1.2.1.20.0. Then you need to give permissions like chmod plus X minikube. Then you need to move the minikube to the user local bin, and the driver name may be different if you are using VirtualBox, and driver name is VirtualBox. And for cloud, it is different. Currently, version of Kubernetes is v1.2.0. So here the complete procedure is given for downloading the minikube and the kubectl. Now, once you download it, it will ask in your Windows to install the minikube, and it will show the prompt like this, and you need to install it. And once you install it, then it looks like. In case if you are installing the minikube and you are starting, then it will look like in the command prompt as it is here. And for installing a kubectl on Windows, as I already shared in my previous slide, that you can install the same using the curl-lo https. So complete detail is given in the here in the description window. So you can download the same and can start working upon it. So now the kubectl, which is configured on Windows, now will launch container to the kubectl. So this is the diagram which is shown that how the requests are coming on to the from the Windows to the kubectl, and from the kubectl the any of the IT administration is there who is managing the Kubernetes server. So the request is going on to the Kubernetes server, which is present inside the virtual machine, and then starting the container. So now the container, that is the basic unit in the Docker, but here in the Kubernetes, the container is part of the pod. So the container, so Kubernetes, that it creates the pod, and inside the pod, the containers are created. So this is the basic that the downloading step, that how we can download the same, and the details are shared in here in the description window, so you can check the same. Now let's jump into the practical exposure, that how we can create after downloading the minikube and after downloading the kubectl, then how it looks. So let me just go into the command prompt. Just give me a moment. Let's go to the command prompt in the Windows. So here, if you can see that this is the command prompt, CMD prompt in the Windows, and inside this, I have already installed the minikube and the kubectl. So that's why I'm just starting it with the command like minikube start, and then I can uh, uh, start the minikube, and based on it, the it is the minikube will be started. Minikube server, that it will be started. Now, in moving forward, how we can the use the minikube for creating the Kubernetes pods. So, in order to use the same, you can use the utility like kubectl, kubectl, and run. So if you will do the run, then it will throw the error, because it will say that the image not set. So in order to do the same, I need to install I need to run the command like kubectl run, and then I need to give the image name like MyWeb1, and then image equal to, for an example, let's download the image with the name of Vimal 13 Apache. So this is the one of the image that is already present in the Docker, and which is having the Apache web server configured. So you can also download the other images also from the Docker. So I'm just giving this image name so that it will download the image, and will show you that how it looks like once the kubectl will execute it. So let me just give the name. So here I have given the kubectl run my web1 as a name, and then image, and once I create it, so let's see what happens. Oh, Good. So here we can see that the one pod is created. So here the pod is created, and in case if we want to see the description of the pod, then we can use like kubectl get pods. So here you can see that the pods are running. So this is the previous pod which is running since from long back. So in case if I want to delete this pod, then the old pod, then I can use this command like ctl, then delete, then pod, and let's say I delete this my pod. So if I do this, so now the pod is deleting. So now the pod is deleting. Now if you see here that how it looks after the pod is deleted, so I can see here now the only the my web is running, so which is just created. Now now as I shared in the previous day that the difference between the Docker and the Kubernetes, where the basic difference that the Kubernetes is majorly used is in the Docker, whenever we create the containers, and in case the containers are down, then we need the manual intervention to make the containers up. But in case the Kubernetes, the there is a deployment functionality where whenever any of the container is down, whenever any of the code is down, then automatically the Kubernetes make it start. So this is the basic functionality of the deployment. So in order to use that functionality that it automatically start the pod, so I need to create one of the pod with the deployment. So how can I do the same? So let me just create the another pod with the command kill create deployment and then my web one. I can use the same image for testing purpose. 13, then Apache, web server. So I can create this deployment as my web one is already created. So let me just create the another code with the name of my web 2. So let's see how it created. So now you can see that the another deployment is created with the name like coming as a deployment prototypes. So let me just check the ports now. So if I can see the ports, you can see the deployment is running with the name of my web2 1 and status is running. So this is how the request is going on to the minikube from the kubectl, and it is updating the kube server through which the ports are being created. So now in case, let me show you the power of the deployment. So here, if you will delete any of the port, let's see if I delete the port and after then I delete this port, my web one, and if I paste it over here and let's say if I delete it, kubectl delete port. So if you see above, then I deleted this my port. And once I was checking to the kubectl get ports, I was not getting this, right? So that means it is deleted. Now if I see now kubectl get ports which I deleted, now you can see this. The port is automatically created. So this is the power of deployment inside the Kubernetes. So we can check, and it is in the running state. Now, in case if you want to see the description of the port, so we can check it through the kubectl, describe, and then ports, and I can see the description using the same like this kubectl describe ports. and if I run this, so I can find this this is a complete description that is coming for the code. So where you can see that uh, how the successfully assigned. Then in the message you will see that the pulling image and after then it successfully pulled image. After then normally created container, Apache web server, PHP, and then we started the container. So this is the container Apache web server. Here is the container ID, image ID, and if you see here is the name and a node and it's the time. Here it is the labels are coming. So we will see the labels in our upcoming sessions. The how we can set the labels. So basically labels are basically helpful for identifying the or identifying the particular field. So here it is the IP. Here it is coming as a controlled by replica set. Okay, so this is the complete description that is coming into the uh, describe command. You can use it as a describe command. Now there we can see the dashboard as well using the minikube dashboard command. So as the Kubernetes also provide you the dashboard functionality. So let me dashboard. So let's see that how it looks like. So it is enabling the dashboard. It is launching proxy and namespace. And if I show you that how the dashboard looks like, so just let me just share the dashboard, how it looks like. And this is the dashboard which is just launched. So if you can see here, this is the dashboard which is launched using this command. And you can see here the deployments are there. Deployment is running 1, pod is running 2, and here replica set is 1. The cluster roles, these are the cluster roles, and these are the namespaces. So we will cover these all things in our upcoming sessions, nodes, and this is the volumes, storage class, so cron jobs, daemon sets, jobs. This is the deployment that we created, and this is pod. This is pods that we created. This is the deployment pod and replica set. So this is the replication controller, stateful sets. So this all details, if you can see, this is the very beautiful view that we are getting from the Kubernetes GUI. So all the details I am getting it from the Kubernetes GUI. So there is one simple command that you can use, minikube dashboard, and the dashboard will open. So this is how we can see that how the deployment can be created and how we can create the deployment on the Kubernetes. So now let's go back to the our CMD prompt and run some more commands over it to to do some more exposure on the ports. So let's go back to the CMD prompt. Let me just share the CMD prompt. Here is the okay. So here is the CMD prompt. So now let's run some more commands to get familiarity with the ports. So this is also one the term is used as a patting. So patting is basically it is for your exposing the port, exposing the port to the external world, right? So in order to do the same, we can use one command like let me just break. So we can use one command like minikube service and I can use the let's see the what is the my web one. Let's see that the URL. Okay. So let's see the port that we have, kubectl get ports, and inside these ports, you will see this is the my web 2. And now let me just start the service minikube service my web 2 and hyphen hyphen URL. So let's see what comes out. So what error it is giving? It's giving like service my web 2 was not found in default namespace. You may select another namespace by using minikube service my web 2 hyphen n or list out the services using the minikube service list. So let me just write the minikube service list. So let's see what the output comes. Yes, so I'm getting this namespace cube system, the Kubernetes dashboard, and here the name is coming like Kubernetes cube DNS dashboard metric scraper Kubernetes dashboard. Okay. Okay, so you can check these services using the same. So we'll look after later on. Once we'll create the let's create the deployment again, and after then we'll use the service. So before that, let me just git it kubectl. If you delete all hyphen hyphen all. So let's see what happens. So it will delete all these deployments, ports inside it. We're using the single command set like kubectl delete all hyphen hyphen all. So let's see that how it is deleted. And if I run it, kubectl get ports. So I can see here that the ports are deleted and nothing is coming out now. Okay. So this is the way we can use it now. Let's create the code. Let's create the code with the same command like kubectl create deployment. Let's create the deployment name as my web 2 and let's create the same name image equal to and let's give the image name. You can take any image. I found this image is useful because I can found this I tested with this image and found that the server is uh, has uploaded this image and so I am using it. So this is the image that let's see if this is the same image that we have running over here. That once we will run it, once we'll run the deployment, then yes, the same image. So let me just go down and let me just run it. Now it will create the deployment. So deployment is created. So I can see it from the kubectl get ports. So yes, the deployment is created and you can see the state is ready, status is running. Okay, perfect. Now, now what I can do is I need to expose it to the external world. We use the command like expose deployment, then my web 2, then I equal to 80, and then I can use the type as node port. Okay, so the node port is basically used for exposing it to the external world. So let me just in this command. So let's see what is the output. And yes, I can see that the service my web 2 exposed. So let's run the same command that we were running it before. Minikube service, then my web 2, then hyphen URL. Let's see what is the output. And it's supposed to give the URL. Yes, perfect. So it has given the URL with the IP HTTP 192.168.99.101. Has given the URL with the port. So using this port, we can use this on the browser and can open the GUI. So in fact, you can also use at your end, and we'll try to open the this browser. And let me show you that once you copy it onto your Google Chrome browser, how it looks. So let me just show you how it looks. So it's the Windows, and here. So if you see here, this is the same URL path that we have given, and here the this is the image name, and this is the image description with the IP detail. It has evaluated it from the web server. So through this, you can use this minikube URL and can get this output. So now let's go back. This is, one of the use case that we can get it from the minikube service and can find the IP and can use the image on the browser. Now let's go back to the CMD prompt, and we'll see that what other things we can perform. Till now we have created the port, we deleted the port, we created the deployment, and we deleted the deployments. We created again the deployment, and using the minikube service, my web2 hyphen URL, I got the URL name through which I used on the browser, and open the image detail through it. Now, I can use the replicas as well. So replicas will create the as many of the ports that you require. So this is required during the kind of load balancing when once there are the huge requests are coming on your the ports. So in that case, the minimum four, how many the replicas that you are defining that will still be there. So for the same, you need to run the command like kubectl scale. So first see the deployments, right? First see the deployments, deployments, kubectl get deployments. Let's see. Okay, so I have one deployment, and if you want to see the ports, so here you can see the port detail is there. Now, if I want to scale, I have just only one deployment currently and one port. So if you want to increase the port, so you can run the command like scale deployment my web 2, and I can use like hyphen replica, and I can use like equal to 4. So what it will do, it will create the port. Now it is giving some error. So let's see that what is error. It is saying like that error unknown flag hyphen replica. Kubectl scale help. So let me just do the help. Kubectl scale hyphen help. So it will give the complete detail. So this is the kubectl scale, and the resource version current replicas equal to count, and this is the complete detail it is coming. It is also giving the examples that how you can create, how you can scale the deployment, kubectl scale replicas. So kubectl scale hyphen current replicas. So this is the complete command. So if I can see that what I was missing the replicas, so I need to use the replicas. So let me just use the same command with the replicas and see if the command is running. So I can see, yes, the command is running fine now. So let me just use the kubectl get ports and see that what is the ports detail. Yes, I can see the ports details are the ports are increased. Previously, when I shown you, there was only a one port was coming, right? Only the one port was coming, and this was the kubectl get ports. And let me show you that before this we ran command. Yes, this. So here you can see that there was only one deployment and there was only a one port. So once I did the replicas, once I set the replicas equal to 4, then you can see the now the ports. Let me just see that. So yes, you can see that all the ports are running. Right. First, it were in the state of Kubernetes. It's in the container creating state now, but now it is in the running state. So it is like the four ports running like four OS are running, right? So in case if any of the requests are coming onto the OS, so it can be distributed onto the rest of the OS as well. So if you can run this command kubectl get deployments and can see that what is out now, you can see that here ready for 4, up to date 4, available 4. Previously, if you observed it, here it was 1 and ready 1. So out of 4 ports are ready, right? And up to date is 4. So this is how it looks like, and we have already seen the ports. Now, let me show you the use case. In case if you delete any of the code, all right, let me just delete kubectl, delete, and port with the port name like, let me just delete this one. And so once I delete the code and let me just run this kubectl get. So you can see that the port that I deleted, now it's automatically recreated. Now port is recreated. So this is the benefit of the deployment that once we scale up the minimum that we have before get deployments, CTL get deployments. So here the minimum the 4 machines are required and the 4s are running. So this is the benefit of the deployment. So in the today we covered that what is minikube, how to install minikube and kubectl, how to run any port through kubectl, how we can expose the pod, how to what is the difference between the pod and container, between the pod and deployment, what is node, single node cluster, what is deployment controller, what is, I mean, the failover that can be happen, we can use it from the replicas. So now let's go back to our the slide and just answer some simple questions that we have learned in today's session. So let me just go to the slide back and let's go some question answer session round. So where we will see the questions and so here are the questions. Um, So if we see that how to run any code to kubectl now, after going through with the entire session, you can easily create any of the image using this command. Also, we can create the deployment using this command kubectl create deployment. So, so now another question that what do you mean by exposing the port? So that is to make available to external network means to in case if anybody wants to see the ports from the action network by just browsing it from the Chrome, so they can access the port. So how to expose the port? So we already done today practical. that how we can expose the pod using the deployment. So we can use the command like a kubectl expose deployment port name hyphen hyphen port equal to 80 hyphen hyphen type equal to node port. So now what is the difference between the pod and container? Now you can easily say that container is an image OS app with library. Pod is one or more container images. So the difference between the pod and deployment, the pod deletes will not relaunch the pod, but on deployment, pod delete will relaunch the pod until you delete the deployment container controller. What is single node cluster? A group of master and worker nodes on single machine. What is deployment controller? Delete pods are automatically started again. What is failover? Pod fails and Kubernetes will launch it automatically. So this is how we can answer these questions after going through with the day 2 session. So now we will cover the in the coming sessions. We will see that how we can create a mini two-tier architecture using the kubectl and how we can use what are the meanings for the basically that what we saw it from the GUI, the different parameters and the components in the coming session of this Kubernetes web series. So I hope today you have learned on the installation part and how we can start working upon your Kubernetes on your the CMD prompts. So I hope you like this video. And if you like this video, then click on the like button. If you don't like this video, click on the dislike button. And if you are interested to see the other videos on this Kubernetes, you can click on the subscribe button so that so that the new videos once I'll launch it, then it will pop up on your screen and you can watch the same. Okay, so thank you for viewing this the day 2 session. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.